Hi everyone. This is just a little extra video. It's something I've been missing a lot since we haven't been at school. And you might have already told your families this, but every single month in year one, we have a different author of the month. And we spend our read alouds that month, usually reading a different book from that author's collection. And we've had some really good ones so far this year. We had Julia Donaldson, of course, for Donaldson class. We've had Oliver Jeffers, who's made some amazing books like The Way Back Home. We who else have we had? You can help me out here. When we've had Oliver Jeffers, Julia Donaldson, we had Linley Dodd. We'd read all the Harry McClary books, well, most of the Harry McClary books, I think. And now for January, our author of the month is Judith Kerr. And it's perfect that we chose Judith Kerr because she's also the author of The Tiger Who Came to Tea, and that's the book that we've been learning in our reading lessons. So I just wanted to record an extra video of me reading one of the Judith Kerr stories from her treasury, and I'll share it on the screen for you. So if you want to join in and just have a little listen, we'll be posting videos of different Judith Kerr stories, and it's just for you to enjoy. So I hope you do enjoy it. Here's her treasury. Remember, when you submit your work to the email address, we keep track of every time you send your work in, and we put your name in a draw. So if you send in all the work you did that week, then you get your name in the draw 5 times. And that will help you to win either the Judith Kerr Treasury book or one of her other stories that you get to keep forever. So it's a great way to win a storybook for your own library at home. So we're not going to read The Tiger Who Came to Tea because that's the one we're reading in our lesson, but we can read Mog, the forgetful cat. That'll be a good one today. So let me find Mog. Have you read any Mog stories? Raise your hand. I'm sure you have. He's a very popular character. He's really funny. And there's lots of books about Mog. And there is if you're looking for something to watch on YouTube, there was a commercial, an advert for Sainsbury's, I think, a few years ago for Christmas. So if you look up Mog at Christmas on YouTube, you'll find a little video. It's just a few minutes long, but it's very sweet and very funny about Mog's Christmas. So today we're reading Mog the Forgetful Cat. Once there was a cat called Mog. She lived with a family called Thomas. Mog was nice, but not very clever. She didn't understand a lot of things. A lot of other things she forgot. She was a very forgetful cat. You can see we have Mr. Thomas, Mrs. Thomas, Debbie, Nikki, and of course Mog. Sometimes she ate her supper. Then she forgot she'd eaten it. Sometimes she thought of something in the middle of washing her leg. Then she forgot to wash the rest of it. Once she forgot that cats can't fly. But most of all, she forgot her cat flap. The cat flap led from the kitchen into the garden. Mog could go out and in again. It was her own little door. The garden always made Mog very excited. She smelled all the smells. She chased the birds, she climbed the trees, she ran round and round with a big fluffed up tail. And then she forgot the cat flap. She forgot that she had a cat flap. She wanted to go back in the house, but she couldn't remember how. In the end, she sat outside the kitchen window and meowed until someone let her in. Afterwards, you could always tell where she had sat. This made Mr. Thomas very sad. He said, "Bother that cat." But Debbie said, "She's nice." Once Mog had a very bad day. Even the start of the day was bad. Mog was still asleep. Then Nicky picked her up. He hugged her and said, "Nice kitty." Mog said nothing, but she was not happy. Is that Stevie snoring over there? Bit disruptive. Then it was breakfast time. Mog forgot that cats have milk for breakfast. She forgot that cats only have eggs as a treat. She ate an egg for her breakfast. Mrs. Thomas said, "Bother that cat." Have a go at it. "Bother that cat." Your turn. Debbie said, "Nicky doesn't like eggs anyway." Mog looked through her cat flap. It was raining in the garden. Mog thought, perhaps the sun is shining in the street. When the milkman came, she ran out. The milkman shut the door. The sun was not shining in the street after all. It was raining. A big dog came down the street. Mog ran, and the dog ran too. Mog ran right round the house, and the dog ran after her. She climbed over the fence, she ran through the garden, and jumped up outside the kitchen window. She meowed a big meow, very sudden and very loud. Mrs. Thomas said, "Bother that cat." Your turn. Debbie said, "It wasn't her fault." Mog was very sleepy. She found a nice, warm, soft place and went to sleep. She had a lovely dream. Mog dreamt that she had wings. She could fly everywhere. She could fly faster than the birds, even quite big birds. Suddenly, she woke up. Mrs. Thomas said, "Bother that cat." Debbie said, "I think you look nicer without a hat." Debbie gave Mog her supper, and Mog ate it all up. Then Debbie and Nicky went to bed. Mog had a rest too, but Mr. Thomas wanted to see the fight. Mr. Thomas said, bet you know what he said, "Bother that cat." Mog thought, "Nobody likes me." Then she thought, "Debbie likes me." Debbie's door was open. Debbie's bed was warm. Debbie's hair was soft like kitten fur. Mog forgot that Debbie was not a kitten. Debbie had a dream. It was a bad dream. It was a dream about a tiger. The tiger wanted to eat Debbie. It was licking her hair. Why do you think she might have been having that dream? Let's go back to the other picture. What might have caused that dream? I bet you can tell. Debbie shouted. Mog jumped. Mr. and Mrs. Thomas said, "Bother, bother, bother that cat." Debbie said nothing. She was still crying because of the bad dream. Mog ran out of the room and right through the house and out of her cat flap. She was very sad. The garden was dark. The house was dark too. Mog sat in the dark and thought dark thoughts. She thought, "Nobody likes me. They've all gone to bed. There's no one to let me in, and they haven't even given me my supper." Then she noticed something. The house was not quite dark. There was a little light moving about. She looked through the window and saw a man in the kitchen. Mog thought, "Perhaps that man will let me in. Perhaps he will give me my supper." Now, you are very good detectives, so have a look at that picture. Have a look at the man and what he's wearing and what he's carrying. And if you think that man should be in the house or if you think that might be a problem, I bet you can predict. She meowed her biggest meow, very sudden and very, very loud. The man was surprised. He dropped his bag. It made a big noise, and everyone in the house woke up. Mr. Thomas ran down to the kitchen and shouted, "A burglar!" The burglar said, "Bother that cat." Mrs. Thomas telephoned the police, and Debbie let Mog in, and Nicky hugged her. A policeman came, and they told him what had happened. The policeman looked at Mog. He said, "What a remarkable cat." Means what a remarkable is a word that means very special and unusual. So he's saying, "What a remarkable cat, what a special cat. I've seen watchdogs, but never a watch cat. She will get a medal." Debbie said, "I think she'd rather have an egg." Mog had a medal. She also had an egg every day for breakfast. Mr. and Mrs. Thomas told all their friends about her. They said, "Mog is really remarkable." And they never, or almost never, said, "Bother that cat." The end. I liked that one. I have not read many Mog books, but that was a really good one, I thought. I hope you liked Mog. If you like Mog, there are loads of books in the Mog series. So on one of the websites, we sent a video on our playlist that tells your parents how to access loads of free ebooks on the internet. So you can find them on the computer or on the TV or wherever you get whatever you use for your home learning, you could find those books on there. So if you really like Mog and you want to read more about her, there are so many Mog books and you can get them on the computer. So just mention it to an adult at home and they can help you to find more Mog books. And until next time, I hope you enjoyed that story and we'll read more Judith Kerr stories again next week. Bye.